so I decided to do question 11 on module 4, and basically with this equation, y equals x minus 8, x plus 3, 8x minus 4, we're going to be finding the end behaviors of the graph, we're going to be finding the y-intercept and the x-intercepts. So before we find the end behaviors, because you could easily just put it into Desmos or your graphing calculator and look at what directions they're going in, each end or so, I'm going to go ahead and factor it out, or multiply it, so I can look at the a coefficient and see what end behaviors it has, and it'll be way easier because let's say you don't have a tool to graph. But instead of going through it all, I'm sure that you guys can multiply it and figure it out, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the equation up there that I got, and it ended up being a cubic function, which is a odd degree. There we go. So, by looking at that, which I put the equation on here too because this helps. So since it's an odd degree, we're going to be looking at this right here, and since the a coefficient is larger than 0, which we're looking at right here, if you can see that, we can tell that when x is approaching negative infinity, so when it's getting lesser, that y will be going towards negative infinity. So like on a graph over here. Sorry, I have like 2 whiteboards going on here. So when x is approaching negative infinity, we'll be approaching that. And then as x is increasing, y will be increasing. So it'll probably look something like this as it hits those zeros right there. And that's basically how you tell what the end behaviors are. Now, if we're going to look at the y-intercept, which is pretty easy, all you have to do is, here's our y-intercept. All you have to do is plug in 0 for x. So, and then put that into your calculator. There we go. And when I put that in my calculator, well, here, I'll do it right now. Let's see. We get 96. So there's our y-intercept. And as for x-intercepts, it's so convenient because it's already in the factored form. So we can go ahead and look at the equation. I'm going to abbreviate that. And we can see that x equals positive 8, negative 3. And then also, looking at this, we can tell that the x-intercept is 8 divided by 4, so it's positive 1/2. And of course, let's say you didn't have those factored out and you only had this equation, you can graph it and look at the line and see where they hit the x-axis, the zeros. So that's basically it to the problem. We found the y-intercept, the x-intercept, and the end behaviors. And that's it.